So, before I begin this speech, I'd like to ask a question. Have you ever watched anime? No. Why? You think it's for children? You don't watch cartoons? Well, I'm going to tell you why you should watch anime. Anime isn't just for children. Well, it is aimed towards children, but it does have major themes of violence, tragedy, grief, and even like death. But it does have like action, adventure, or bad language. I would guess like thrillers, adventure. I would say along those lines. Like it has a variety of different topics and categories about anime that anyone could get into, and it's like people think anime is like I guess still for children, but anime teaches people it teaches lessons. I would say it can, depending on the author and how it tells the story. Like we have like high school animes where it's like about students, I guess, going through life as like students and all this stuff. We got like shonen anime, which are all about fighting and characters achieving a goal to get stronger and like be the world's best, the world's best in a way. Horror anime, which horror anime you would say, if people who like horror, horror get people that thrill, I like that sense. I guess people who like enjoy horror, you'll love horror anime because it is not just about the gore. It also has like psychological horror and all things like that. It has different spectrums. I guess you would say it's like movies, but and I guess you could say like love. It even it said like love animes, um, romance. I mean romance, and oh, it's so many types of animes I could just like name that people would like, but they never try to get into. But one of my favorite animes I like to talk about is Magi, and there's three series. One, it's the first season, which is Magi, the Labyrinth of Magic. Second season, which is Magi Kingdom Magic. The third season is a prequel series, which is Magi's The Adventures of Sinbad. When in the Labyrinth of Magic, the story is evolved around Aladdin, and Aladdin goes to this world, being a purely kind-hearted child being thrust into a world filled with depravity, chaos, slavery, hatred, tyrannical monarchies, all that stuff. And he's a very powerful being known as a Magi, which is a sorcerer of creation. And that world, the power system works by like people who can perform magic, which are magicians, and regular humans. But there are also humans who are capable of capturing dungeons, which house jinns. And if you were able to capture a dungeon, you're, in a sense, because the dungeon tests someone who's worthy to become a king. So if you're able to capture a dungeon, you become a king candidate, which is someone who is worthy enough to lead a country. And you have those people there in the world, but you have Magis, which there are only four. There were three until Aladdin came into the picture. And Magis are beings who are loved by the magic in the world. They're consumed by it. They can do everything that everyone else can because magic loves them. But Aladdin is new to the world, so he has to basically maneuver through the world and discover and meet new things, meet new people, learn about himself, and also adapt to get stronger to the world that he's in now. Because, like I said, the world has been thrust into chaos and depravity. So it is Aladdin's job as a Magi to pick and guide a king to change the world. Well, to, a sense, build a country that can change the world. But Aladdin ultimately becomes a dream to him. Well, as a Magi, he wants to change the world. He wants to make it unified to where there's no hatred, if not any little hatred, no discrimination, no nothing. And so that everyone can be at peace and love each other, because once again, Aladdin is basically new eyes upon the world. Everyone else is like hatred toward each other. Aladdin doesn't really have any particular feelings towards anyone, like no hatred. He can, oh, he ultimately decides like to. He usually likes everyone he comes in contact with, but he distrusts people who who in a sense hurts him. It hurts him and his friends, because, and also Aladdin is only 12 years old in the show, and most of the characters around, the main characters are around like 15, 14, and 12. But besides the main characters, the rest of their characters are adults in their 20s, 30s, and higher. And these children have to, I guess, maneuver around the world and deal with these war conquerors. Like, they're on the brink of war. It's a lot happening in this show. But if you got from all that what I was describing, it has a lot. Anime has a lot to offer. It's not just cartoons. It's a deeper story behind the cartoon. So, just like movies, or even how the phrase goes, "Don't judge the book by its cover." If you take the time to look at anime or all that it has to offer, you can find so much that you could love and find, like, that you could share with your friends and family. You didn't want to. It's not just for children, or it's cartoons. It's not gonna be funny. Anime is very entertaining, funny, scary, sad. It brings out all kinds of emotions. So, and also some anime teaches very light lessons, which I suggest people watch. Which one will be Magi, which focuses on very highly about the discrimination against people. And I would say Parasite. It's a horror anime, but it deals with society issues and how people view humans, like how humans view each other. Which my Parasite is a whole different kind of story. I could talk about another day, because it basically has you test your humanity. Like, what does it mean to truly be human? But with that all being said, I hope you just take the time out to watch anime and scroll through all the genres that it has to offer and pick something that you like to like. Thank you for your time, and have a nice day.